So, guys, I don't restrict my salt intake at all. So, growing up and in general, I've never been someone who actually consumes large amounts of salt until I uncovered a lot of data that suggests the higher salt intake, the healthier an individual is. How could that be? Well, salt, not table salt in particular, but like sea salt, can have a lot of different mineral content in it that our bodies need. Our bodies are electrical beings as well as physical beings and mechanical beings. And that electricity thrives on having minerals and potassium and magnesium and all these other things that are found in dirt and soil. So I talked about in a recent video how our soils don't have those things in them anymore. Okay, so table salt is not a real food. They've removed and processed, and some of it doesn't even have real salt in it anymore. And I don't suggest you consume that stuff. I think you should consume a good Celtic sea salt, gray, or other Celtic sea salts, or Himalayan pink salts, something that has mineral content that is like really rich. And one of the first things that I did to help me sleep better in my health journey and stuff was the Soleil method of salt intake, which is you basically completely saturate your a glass of water and consume like a tablespoon or a teaspoon of that a day. And all those minerals can help you with tons of different things like bone health, optimal muscle functioning. It could reduce soreness, cramps. It could be related to why individuals have troubles with sciatic nerve problems, just tons of things. There was this guy who was a Nobel Prize winner who said the source of every single disease and ailment known to man today is a lack of trace minerals. And I don't know if it's that point blank, but that's what he believed. So we don't have enough trace minerals in our body because of a lot of different things. There's not enough trace minerals in the soil anymore. We are limiting our salt intake to like a teaspoon, I think, is what your doctor, your MD would probably suggest. But a lot of the studies out there and cultures of the world have better health rates than us, and those cultures, European cultures and even Asian cultures, consume sometimes 4 to 6 teaspoons of salt per day and are outliving us by years. So the more I looked into it, the more I realized, hey, salt's an essential commodity. We have to have salt, and it has to be a good one. Then the more I've been intaking salt. And I actually have had a hydration issue where I'm typically pretty underhydrated. Not that it causes severe problems for me, but it's just on the low side. And consuming salt has helped me gradually bring my hydration levels to places where they should be more normalized. Other than that, iodine is an essential nutrient, right? Yeah. So should you get iodized salt? No. So iodized salt, and you buy in a big, huge container, you crack it open, you put a little bit in your shaker or whatever, and in 30 days, that main container, or the shaker as well, in 30 days, the iodine can just evaporate out of there. So I don't think that it's a good idea to buy iodized salt. And typically that's table salt, which I still don't think is a good idea for you to consume anyways. So we do Lugal's iodine solution. There's a lot of different iodines out there that you could look into, and some of them are better than others for sure. But some iodine's better than no iodine. And you could actually check out this book, What Your Doctor Won't Tell You About Iodine. It's amazing. There's tons of great information about that. And besides that, I think that Terry Naturally has a good triiodine formula. Nascent iodine is supposedly the best for your body to absorb. There's plenty of other iodines out there, but basically I think you should just use those, some type, like maybe even a kelp with iodine or Icelandic kelp or whatever. There's just so many options. And the bottom line is your body needs minerals. Salt your food, be happy, enjoy your food, and don't let anybody tell you to restrict your salt intake, in my opinion. But, you can do your own thing and look into these studies yourself. There, you can see that a lot of these cultures that live longer than us have higher salt intake. Now, I went to college as well, and statistics says correlation does not mean causation. But, I mean, in this case, I just think that the evidence points to higher salt intake is better. So, then the other questions are like blood pressure, and Dr. John Bergman talks about blood pressure, and I like what he has to say about it. But basically, you go to your doctor, and your doctor thinks that your body is foolish and doesn't know how to deal with its own health issues and stuff, right? So, your blood pressure is really high. We got to bring that back down. Well, could it be that your body is having a natural response to an environmental stimulus that is negatively impacting your body, right? So if you're like having inflammation, then that's a sign your body is working to repair damaged tissues, damaged cells, whatever, It's a part of the healing process. It shouldn't be looked on as something horrible. You shouldn't just stop it outright, because then your body's not going to be able to fix it if you're stopping your body's natural processes all the time, right? Anyways, guys, Soleil salt method intake, you can just keep adding tablespoons of salt to your water and stir it and then consume it, maybe a teaspoon to a tablespoon a day. Just throw it into water, your smoothies, whatever. I like putting salt into my coffee nowadays. I do use concentrates drops, mineral drops. There's also blue ocean minerals, which, man, that can be just ridiculously expensive. Like I would like to use more of those, but I don't know that I could actually do that. Those are some of my thoughts on the salt intake. Let your body do its natural way of healing itself. Just give it the things it needs, which is minerals. And Dr. Berg talked about this too. He was like, we don't need 8 glasses of water a day. We need a lot of mineral water a day. Like, we need healthy minerals in our food, in our water, and whatever. And I've used those trace mineral drops into different foods. I put them everywhere lately. I mean, I've just been on another kick of trying to get more minerals in us, because if you need, bone density, you're going to need to replace those with minerals. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Stay healthy and, enjoy your life. Enjoy salt. Put it on your food.